Welcome to the Ultimate Interactive Explainer. Today, we are transforming your syllabus into a high-stakes, rapid-fire game to completely unpack the secrets of economic development. If you've been reviewing your Class 10 economics notes, well, this is where we put that knowledge to the test. We're going with a visual, fast-paced style today. I'm going to give you a one-mark question straight from the text. You get 15 seconds on the clock to lock in your answer, and then we'll break down the explanation together. Let's get into it. Here is today's game board. We're covering defining development, the Human Development Index, gender and equality, and then wrapping it all up with the final exam. Round 1. Defining development. We are kicking things off with the absolute macroeconomic fundamentals. Here is your first one-mark challenge. What is the total value of all goods and services produced in a country during 1 year? Got an idea? Get ready to lock it in. All right, 15 seconds on the clock. The timer is ticking. Think about total value and think about a single year of production. We're down to 10 seconds. Is it a measure of growth? A measure of wealth? 5 seconds left, so finalize those guesses, and time is up. The correct answer is national income. If you got that right, give yourself 1 point. National income really serves as the core baseline for a country's economic status. It's basically the fundamental metric that tells us the sheer scale of an economy's production over a 12-month period. Generally speaking, higher income points to higher economic development and vice versa. But just having a high income number isn't quite enough. We have to look a little deeper. Because if we estimate income based on increased prices over time, we get a totally distorted picture. We actually have to strip away inflation to find the real national income. This price-adjusted income reflects a nation's true purchasing power. And doing that means carefully monitoring the continuous changes in the supply of production factors, things like resources, education, and technology, along with the structure of demand. Honestly, only then do we see a nation's true economic development. Round 2, the Human Development Index. Let's see how this builds from raw money to measuring actual human welfare. Here is your next one-mark challenge on global progress tracking. Which organization is responsible for publishing global human development reports? The 15-second clock starts now. I'll give you a little hint here. It's a major United Nations body that focuses specifically on global progress and reducing poverty. Down to 10 seconds. Think of the acronym. 5 seconds left, and that's time. Did you get it? The correct answer is the United Nations Development Program, or the UNDP. Give yourself another point if you nailed that one. The UNDP is responsible for publishing these massive, heavily data-driven reports, and their goal? To track whether economic growth is actually helping citizens live better, longer, and more fulfilling lives, rather than just enriching a country on paper. And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of development, famously defined by the renowned economist Amartya Sen. He defines human development as the expansion of capabilities of people. The core capabilities he identifies are exactly what the UNDP tries to measure: health, education, and purchasing power. It's just a totally different way to look at progress. So the crucial takeaway here is that the UNDP measures the Human Development Index, or HDI, using 3 very specific pillars. First up is health, which is measured by life expectancy. Basically, how long the people of a country can expect to survive thanks to nutritious food and good hygiene. Second is education, measured by literacy attainments. And third is the standard of living, which brings us right back to our economic metrics, measured with the help of per capita income. Now, what's really fascinating about this metric is how the UNDP splits that education pillar. They don't just look at one flat number. The educational achievement of a country is measured by tracking both the history of adult schooling, specifically the average period of schooling completed by individuals above 25 years of age, and the future potential, meaning the expected period of school education that a 5-year-old child might receive in their lifetime. It's this really perfect blend of past results and future promises.
Let's ground this in some actual data. 0.554. For a bit of context, this was India's HDI score back in 2012. It's a vital piece of syllabus trivia to remember, and it shows that there was, and still is, significant room to grow across those three pillars of health, education, and standard of living when you compare it to global benchmarks.
Round 3. Gender and equality. You're doing great so far. Our final rapid fire round tackles the crucial societal factors that either block or accelerate development. Here is your next 1-mark challenge. What type of groups are formed to promote women's participation in economic activities and achieve empowerment? Just a heads up, this is a vital mechanism for grassroots economic independence. Your 15 seconds starts now. Think about grassroots organization here. Think about groups of usually around 20 women pooling their resources together at the local village level. We're at 10 seconds. What is that 3-letter acronym? 5 seconds left, and time is up. The answer is self-help groups, or SHGs. If you got that right, you are 3 for 3 in today's challenge. An SHG is a group of women who come together to share their meager resources, obtain external support, and undertake business jointly to earn an income. These groups are absolutely brilliant because they provide a step-by-step ladder to dignity and independence. Women first share resources, which allows them to get hands-on training in managing accounts and handling bank transactions. Ultimately, this leads to taking up remunerative income-generating activities. SHGs have been totally instrumental in helping women earn, save, and spend at their own willingness. It vastly increases their autonomy and decision-making power. But why do we so urgently need SHGs and empowerment programs in the first place? Well, because of stark societal disparities. Take a look at these numbers based on 2011 data. You can see a massive gap in literacy between genders, 82.14% among men compared to just 65.46% among women. Gender inequality, whether we're talking about education or the horrific practice of gender discrimination at birth, is a massive roadblock to a nation's human development. We simply cannot achieve high HDI without bringing women fully into the mainstream of development. Section 4, the final exam. Okay, we've survived the 3 interactive rounds, so let's tie all these textbook concepts back to the real world. The word underdevelopment essentially points to a backward and stagnant situation. When a nation struggles with low per capita income, lower productivity levels, and high population growth, it creates this brutal, vicious cycle. People lack basic amenities like food, shelter, education, and health. That limits their capabilities, which keeps productivity low, which in turn keeps income low. Breaking this cycle requires addressing all of these points simultaneously. And that is exactly why measuring our progress through tools like national income and the Human Development Index is so absolutely critical. You've absolutely crushed the 1-mark challenges today. But I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. The next time you sit down to study this syllabus, ask yourself, are you just memorizing 1-mark answers to pass a test? Or are you actually learning the very blueprint required to build a prosperous, equitable society?
Think about that as you review your notes. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.